If there's one thing the Bernie Sanders progressive left and the Donald Trump populist right can agree on, it's that Joe Biden is facing a severe cognitive decline. And while there are many people that want to argue Trump is as well, I'm sorry, it's just not anywhere near what Joe Biden is doing. And just because Donald Trump has gaffes doesn't mean he's facing cognitive decline. Granted, they're all really old people. But anyway, more to the point. In light of a recent video that went viral where Joe Biden said we can only re-elect Donald Trump, the media is pouncing on Bernie Sanders supporters. Why? Well, let me stop and tell you something. You may have seen this video. Dan Scavino, who works with Donald Trump, he handles his social media, said it was, I believe he said it was a St. Louis rally where Joe Biden said we can only re-elect Donald Trump. In fact, my understanding was that it was actually Kansas City. And the full quote from Joe Biden was, he does fumble and gaffe saying we can't win. He says, we can't win re-election. We can't win this re-election. I'm sorry. We can only re-elect Donald Trump if, in fact, we get engaged in this circular firing squad. We have to have a positive campaign. That's the full quote. So what happens is Joe Biden says we can only re-elect Donald Trump if, in fact, but in that light pause, the clip, it got clipped. So you only hear Biden say we can only re-elect Donald Trump. In my opinion, that is an out of context quote, and I am no fan of anybody trying to prop that up. And so Twitter labeled it as a manipulated video clip. Bernie Sanders supporters hopped on board with the same narrative, and Trump supporters and Bernie supporters went after Biden over this one, but I'm sorry, it was just not correct. However, I'm going to be a bit in agreement with the Trump supporters who are kind of angry that Twitter slapped a label on the video saying manipulated media because how many clips have been posted by anybody that don't get flagged as being manipulated? And are they only now singling out Donald Trump? The answer is pretty much yeah. That's the problem. If you want to be upset that the video is out of context, don't worry. You know, people do this thing all the time. It's par for the course in politics. I'm not surprised Dan Scavino would put out the clip. Literally, they do this all the time my entire life. So what's changed? Social media companies and the press are biased against the president. So he gets that special little tag when he retweets it out. Not only that, Donald Trump himself didn't make the video. He just retweeted it. Dan Scavino got the rally wrong. Someone may have just sent it to him. So they're pointing out Biden said something. Guess what? You want to assume malintent? By all means, go and do so. I can't prove it. It sounds like Dan Scavino just got something wrong. They then slap a manipulated clip on it to make it seem then like Trump and Scavino or whoever else purposefully did this. They could have just put something like, you know, this video is missing context. Or just put a link like, listen to Biden's full comment in context or something like that. The bigger issue I have, though, is with the flagging itself. They're not going to go around, for the most part, flagging Joe Biden, is he? Are they? What about that clip where Joe Biden said, I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and if you don't like it, vote for the other Biden? Are they going to put a flag on that where they're like, in fact, Joe Biden is not running for the U.S. Senate, he's running for the president? No, they don't do that. When Joe Biden says something dumb and wrong, they don't put a flag on it. He just gets to say whatever stupid nonsense he wants. And when the president retweets it, you better believe they're going to swoop in, you know, and issue that marker because these companies are biased. Case in point, the first segment I did this morning, John Levine of the New York Post reporting on a socialist, got his Twitter account suspended, reinstated, and then suspended again. Yet the dude he was reporting on, Carlos Maza, did literally the same thing. He posted photos of James Carville's house. He's even called for incitement, and Twitter does nothing. Look, man, I have no problem calling out if Trump or anybody puts out a clip that's out of context. The issue I take in the bigger picture is that when you only have one-sided enforcement, don't be surprised when no one believes you. And there's the bigger problem. I'm seeing a bunch of Trump supporters who believe the clip is legit. And when I tweeted I quote tweeted Dan Scavino and said, here's the full quote and a link to the video, someone said, no, that's a different rally. And I'm like, what, different rally? It's a verbatim quote in both clips. You can play them side by side and see that the one clip ends before Biden even finishes his sentence when you hear the full sentence. Listen, man, if it was intentional, which I can't say it was, Biden has so many gaffes, you don't need to do it. But regardless, Social media companies are going to do it. They're only going to enforce the rules in one direction. You're going to see fact-checking agencies pounce. Donald Trump's publishing disinformation to smear Biden. Expect more. Calm down. Framing is everything. Did Donald Trump publish or retweet a video that pulled Biden out of context? 100%. Absolutely. I got no problem saying it. Does Twitter enforce in only one direction? 80 to 90% of the time, they do. They are more likely to remove a conservative. Now, here's the funny thing. What do you think CNN's upset about? They have this story. Twitter botches fact check of a manipulated Biden video retweeted by Trump. Twitter said it would take action against a misleading video of former Vice President Joe Biden that was retweeted by President Trump, a major action that courted blowback from the White House. But then the social media company botched it. On Sunday, Twitter said it would label a deceptively edited video posted by the White House social media director, Dan Scavino, as manipulated media. By Monday, however, the label still wasn't showing up for some users. Okay, this exemplifies exactly why Twitter is doing everything wrong. Their bias doesn't work. It makes things worse. But I'll give a good bravo to the media that were freaking out. Oh no, harumph I say. Trump is deceptively editing content. No, listen, just correct it and move on. That's about the best you can do. The clip was wrong. Is that it? Here's the big issue. Twitter was going to label this video. They didn't. So now some people are going to see it and think it's true. Other people are going to see it and think it's fake. But not only that, I mean, look, what's your assumption that it's manipulated in the first place? What does manipulated mean? There's insinuations, and it's really hard to balance. But Twitter now is going to create two disparate realities where some people say it must have been a real clip, and others look at it and see it saying manipulated. But now here's the best part. This exemplifies how Twitter is screwing up because Twitter can't possibly police literally every single clip uploaded to its platform. So what's to stop someone from literally making a video and then just the president doesn't retweet it, so Twitter doesn't flag it? Or what would happen if Nancy Pelosi or some Democrat published something that was misleading? Are they going to flag that? That's the problem. Twitter doesn't have the capacity to fact check literally every single video. So when they only do this, they create an assumption that if they don't see the tag, it must be true. Now, I'm not going to pretend like Americans are stupid, but there are going to be some people who will see a fake video and believe it. A lot of Trump supporters believed the clip ended where it ended. It didn't. When Twitter only can fact check in one direction, then the left will start believing fake news and the right will stop trusting media. Where do you think that brings us? Disparate realities and rapid polarization. The problem with social media censorship in this regard, as I've put it, is that you'll have the right and the left, and the crazies that are associated with the right get purged, but the left is allowed to run rampant. This is not going to help the left. It's going to hurt the left because now people are going to go in believing insane things. This is another perfect example of that. If somebody is uninitiated, not politically active, and they go on Twitter and they see that tweet from Trump and it says manipulated media, they go, Biden never said that. Then they look to the left and they see people screeching about Russiagate and other insane nonsense. They go, oh, this must be true. All of a sudden, you're left with a lunatic who believes insane things. And then they lose because sane, rational Americans are confused. The way I try to explain to people is when you have the left veering so far to the left, I believe part of it has to do with Twitter and Facebook and YouTube's inability or, lack of willingness to actually police the crazes of the left. Now take someone who voted for Obama. They don't really pay attention to politics. They're just sitting around playing video games. Here's them, and the left veers to the far left. One day they walk outside. It's been 4 years since the last presidential election. And they're like, man, that Obama guy was really great. He did deport a lot of people. I like his policy on immigration. And then they go to a rally and they're like, I wonder what the Democrats are talking about today because I haven't been paying attention to the past couple of years. And you get someone on stage saying, open borders, no deportations at all, tear down the wall. And they're just like, whoa, wait, what? And then they look to their left and there's someone with a pink mohawk screeching about how biological males should compete against biological females. And you're just like, wait, hold on. How did I get to this point? Who are these people? I don't relate to them. That's the bigger issue, I guess, but I won't make this one super long. Suffice it to say, look, man, there's a little criticism to go around across the board. I think it's BS. It's unfair that you'll see a media pile-on when Donald Trump retweets something because it was taken out of context. Yet there are literally journalists for NBC and a bunch of other outlets who have done the same thing to me, and they do it to Trump every single day. Remember that clip from ABC where Trump was with the the prime minister of Japan, and the prime minister he splashes all of the fish into the koi pond, so Trump follows suit. The cameraman zooms in, deceptively editing a video, and that was ABC. Where was the flag for that video? So look, again, I got no problem calling out the president if he does this, but I think it's fair to say the media does it every single day, and they don't get flagged for it. That's where we're at. I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for hanging out.